Praise be Jesus Christ. Today we celebrate the memorial of St. Bernard of Clairvaux, Doctor of the Church. St. Bernard was born in the year 1090 in France, and he was the third child in a family of 7 and received a particular education. Of course, he would go on to become a Doctor of the Church, and he displayed at a very young age great intellectual ability, particularly with the memorization and the understanding of the sacred scriptures. But St. Bernard, as a child, was known not only for his great intellect, but above all for his great virtue. He had a particular devotion to the Blessed Virgin Mary, and I think we're probably all familiar with his prayer entitled the Memorare, which begins, "Remember, O most gracious Virgin Mary." And in this prayer, St. Bernard expresses his unbounded confidence in the intercession of the Blessed Mother for obtaining grace for himself and for all. St. Bernard, with his intelligence and his holiness of life, attracted many vocations. In fact, when he decided to enter the monastery of the Benedictine reform known as the Cistercians at Citeaux, he was 23 years old, and he brought 30 other vocations with himself to that one monastery. And just 3 years later, after his own entrance, the monks decided to send him, along with a few others, to found a new monastery at Clairvaux, from which he would, of course, obtain his surname. And St. Bernard would go on to found an additional 163 monasteries throughout all of Europe. Great founder and inspire. As I said, he inspired numerous vocations. The continual problem at Clairvaux was there wasn't enough room for all of the monks. And in fact, St. Bernard's own family followed his example of becoming a monk. His father decided to enter Clairvaux along with his 5 brothers. They all became religious monks. And even his one and only sister decided to take the veil and became a Benedictine nun. In fact, there's a nice book about the family of St. Bernard entitled "The Family That Conquered Heaven." St. Bernard, along with his monks at Clairvaux, were famous for their holiness. The Pope and the papal entourage one time decided to stop during one of their voyages at the monastery, and they were so impressed with the monks and with their great charity, and also with the poverty. When the Pope showed up, it wasn't as if the monks had any great feast that they could prepare for him, but they simply prepared a humble meal of simple fish, and some juice of herbs was served to drink. And it was commented that it was not a table feast that was served to the Pope and his followers, but a feast of virtues given by the good example of the monks. Finally, St. Bernard died at Clairvaux in the year 1153 at the age of 63, and he was canonized only 21 years later in the year 1174. And so today we honor the memory of St. Bernard as a great monastic reformer, a great doctor of the Church, a great devotee of Our Blessed Lady, and we seek to imitate in our own lives his love for God, his spirit of prayer, and his mortification. Praise be Jesus Christ.
Fructum ventris tui,